What's good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So I thought we would have a chit chat today because I know it's been a few days. I've had a lot of videos planned, but your girl has been down for the count, you guys. I actually hurt my back a few days ago, and so I've just been relaxing. I said, you know what, I must need this time to relax and to get myself together. And I find it to be really interesting because I myself was kind of going through a little bit of resistance with some of the things that I've been manifesting, and I really want to share with you guys what I've learned, what the deep knowledge that I've learned within the past few days just by asking this one question to source. So let's just have a chit chat, you guys. And I really do hope that what I'm getting ready to share with you will definitely help somebody to see the deeper meaning of what it truly means to be a conscious creator. So the other day, I think it was about 3 days ago, you guys, I was laying on the couch. I could not move, and the only thing I could think about was I really should be making videos. I should be making content. I should be getting back with my clients. I should be making more money. I should be doing things to bring in more clients, more money, trying to think long-term into the future. And it was so interesting because up until that point that I hurt my back, I've noticed I wasn't hitting my goals that I wanted to hit, that I intended to hit. And I really felt like the reason why is because I had not been present as I needed to be in the wish fulfilled. And so I do feel like me having that little moment of being down for the count was necessary. But I said, you know what, I'm just going to give in. I'm going to surrender that this is what it is. Apparently I need the few days to lay down and to figure, you know, just be. It's just like, just be, not figure anything out, just be. And so I got this idea it was just like a random thought in my head. And what I said out loud to source, some people call it God, whatever you want to call it, I call source God too. So I said, you know, God, show me how you truly see me. Show me the way that you see me, because I think sometimes we have a hard time really seeing ourselves for who we truly are, because we are always on the way to try to get things. And you know, I said it, I was like, you know, just show me who you think I am. Show me how you really see me. And I just, you know, said it lightly and I just let it go. But I ended up falling asleep. And so when I woke up, I had this whole like understanding, you know, those first few moments when you wake up and the thoughts start coming in. I had this whole thing where, and I wrote it down, you guys, so I'm going to share, you know, some of it with you guys. But when I woke up, I saw many visions of myself, like all experiences throughout my life where I was enjoying life and I was being satisfied and I was, you know, making money in my element and being abundant, and everything just had such a lightheartedness to it. But I saw a lot of the manifestations that I've manifested, but what I understood from that was it wasn't any of the manifestations that I was really feeling the way that Source felt about me. It was my true nature, my true abundant nature, that I was just being, that I didn't have to manifest anything, but it was my state of being that was the way that Source saw me, was naturally abundant, naturally joyful, naturally satisfied, naturally content, naturally present, naturally being. And so it just really reversed a lot of things in my mind and really brought my focus back to the present moment, because I think sometimes we get so far off onto thinking, okay, what's the next thing to manifest? Now I want to manifest a house. Now I want to manifest more this, more that, and more this. And it just really got me to thinking, because as soon as I kind of like really sat up and I thought about it, I heard that little voice that said, let this be enough. And I wrote it down. And then it dawned on me later as I was like walking throughout the day, like trying to get myself together. And I was like, okay, I was in the kitchen and I was just thinking, like, what did that mean? Let this be enough. And then it just was a subtle like realization that it was let I am your I am be more than enough in order to get to you to where you need to go to bring the manifestation in. And it was more from a state of being than trying to get. And so I just wrote a lot of things down that I want to share with you guys, because this is what I do talk about being a conscious manifester. And I really do think that there's so many freaking techniques out here, you guys, that a lot of us get so caught up in trying to do things. And I feel like a lot of us aren't reaching our manifestations. And the reason we're not reaching our manifestations is because we are trying to manifest something that is already present. And it comes from the trying to manifest it that gets us on this path of adding more things, adding more techniques, trying to figure this out, trying to catch the mood, trying to do this, trying to do that, instead of settling into the present moment of being and letting I am be more than enough. And so I just really wanted to talk about this because I thought about it and I was like, wow. And, you know, I got the message to be your joyful self, your peaceful self, your abundant self. Move back into revaluing yourself, and source takes care of the rest. And so I was thinking through these last few days, like, okay, I think about all the times where there's been so much resistance being built up in my life, and I think that I was not valuing the source within me, the power, the one true power within me, that I felt as if that I had to coax it or add more affirmations to try to like convince my I am to be wealthy, or to be this, or to be that, or to get my dream car, or to live in my dream city, that I had to somehow convince my I am. And none of those things came until I got into the complete state of being. And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, we use our techniques and our affirmations to remind us and to do all those things so that way we can embody the state of being. And I'm not saying that that is wrong, but what I'm saying, you guys, is if we are to seek the kingdom of heaven first, and then all will be added on to you, the kingdom of heaven is already within you. And so it's not any of the techniques that get you to where you want to be. And I know I've said this time and time again, but it really is your state of being. And I think the issue is when we try to add so many things to I am, when I am just is, and I am is just has everything within it. You are everything, and you have everything right now at your fingertips, and you don't have to try to be more to get it. You don't have to try to figure something out in order to get it. You realize that you are it. You are the reality. So when I got that little nudge that said, let this be enough, it's letting your true nature be enough. Your true nature of abundance, your true nature of wealth, your true nature of just being whatever it is that you can think in your head. The acceptance of it is what wills the means anyway. The true acceptance, the true state of being. And it's not anything that we have to force or coax or try to convince our I am to be, because before you add anything else onto the I am just exists. That's why it must be enough. And it's not until a lot of people realize that you're done with the affirmations, you're done with the techniques, you're done with all the things that you think that you have to do. And when you're over it, and when you relax into the state, when you finally give up and detach, is when you realize your manifestations. Because I remember there was times where I was affirming and trying all these new techniques, and what that causes when you add on more technique after technique after technique, trying and hopping around because you are not convinced, you are not letting your true nature just be and to express it. Because if you could think of it in your head, and you can see yourself being what it is that you want to be, having the things that you want to have, that's just a given. And if you were to accept that and be like, okay, yes, that is my reality, and let your nature be that of abundance and welcoming that in, I'm sure it will come in quickly. And just to test this out, because I've had a thing where I always used to feel like I had to work hard to get something or to do something or to be something. And I think for a long time, I would think that there was no way that just being my abundant self would get me more abundance. And so I thought that I had to affirm my way into abundance. But I'm telling you, me sitting on this couch, I laid on this couch for the past 3 days. And even today, me saying, you know, I know my own power. I know my true nature. And I don't know what it is about this one affirmation that I say, but every time I say, I remember that I've always been wealthy. I remember that I've always been abundant. I remember that my true nature is abundance, is to be source, is to be all things. I don't know what it is about that, but every time I've said that, some miracle has happened to me. And I don't know if you guys have ever watched my How I Manifested $10,000 in that one day. I'll link it above. But I remember saying that. I remember saying that in the video that I said, you know, I remember that version of me like that has always been abundant. And as soon as I said that today, you guys, and even just realizing being my abundant self within these past few days, I've made more money just doing nothing, laying on this couch, but realizing my state of mind, going back to my I am without adding anything onto it, and just being the state of abundance of being I am and knowing that everything is here right now. I'm telling you, money has been showing up in the most natural, effortless ways. Like I can't even tell you like how today, just me driving in my car, just saying, you know what, I know my power. I know it's my nature to be abundant. I remember that I've always been abundant. And when I said that, as soon as I said that, you guys, I got a notification, some money on my phone, I got a client. And so it was just really interesting to see that when you lean into your state of being and not try to add more onto I am, that it just flowed through. And so I was thinking, you know, what does it mean to be conscious? And it's that consciousness is the only reality. And if all of this is a dream, you guys, then you are really remembering who you are. You are remembering I am, because if everything has already happened and everything is already done, you are remembering. You're not doing any of your techniques or your affirmations or anything to be. You are doing it to remember that you have done this before, or that you have experienced this, or that there's a version of you that is experiencing it right now. Because if everything is available to us right now, if we were to detach from any label that we are applying towards I am, and just let yourself be lifted up above all realities, do you know how effortless your manifestation will come in? So it's kind of like this, you guys. Let's say that at one point in time, you have been joyous in your life. You have been successful. You have, and I'm sure that there's something that you can find where you were in your natural state of feeling abundant or feeling joyful in a situation, feeling peace, feeling harmony, feeling whatever it is in pertainment to whatever it was that you were doing. You were in a space before that felt like that. Even if you were a child, just having that childlike happiness, that freedom, that natural state of being before. And then when I realize when a lot of us get conscious of what it means to be a conscious manifester, we start adding more stuff onto I am first, without deconstructing and really just realizing that I am itself is more than enough to get you to where you want to be. I hope you guys see what I'm saying. So let's just say if you have always been naturally abundant, or there's been times in your life where you have been abundant in your life, or whatever, you've gotten your manifestations effortlessly by your state of being, by being the source, then you realize that when you start becoming more conscious and you want to manifest other little things into your life, you start hitting it with the affirmation. So let's say that you and your SP are no longer together, but you want to manifest your SP back into your life. Then you hit it with the affirmations. And then when you see that that's not working, then you want to hit it with another technique, and all these new techniques coming out. Do you know how much pressure you're putting on I am to change and to conform, when all it is just a state of being? And so you're adding on all those layers to I am, and then when you're not seeing it in your reality, then you're just like, well, I'm not this. And then you feel the complete separation from what your natural state of being is. And I think for me, I've realized it in the way that I've seen it is me realizing that I've always had access to everything that I've ever wanted in my life right here and right now. That yes, you have to get past trying to do all these techniques to make your I am conform to what you feel like it should be, when it already is that. Because if you're coming at it from knowing that you're the source and knowing that it's here, then it's a different type of like outcome. It's just a more natural outcome. But when you feel as if you're forcing it and doing all these techniques in vain to try to be, you're never going to get it from you being that version. So it's kind of like when I talked about revaluing yourself, you guys, and this is the whole thing I really want to come bring all this around to. When I thought about it yesterday and I wrote it down about revaluing yourself, it's about really revaluing yourself, which is revaluing I am. And how do you revalue your I am if you feel like you have lost value in that with going against your I am? You revalue yourself by being a good steward of your thoughts, about being a good steward of not forcing anything into the 3D reality or onto I am, because I am just is everything. It is the all, and it's you and everything is unfolding through you. So you don't have to fully try to convince I am to be something that it is not, because it already is. You see what I'm saying? So when you let go of the need to feel that you have to do all these techniques to make something appear, whether it's to make the SP appear, to make the love appear, to make the money appear, to make the clients appear, to make whatever you want in your life to appear, when you take off all the pressure of trying to get your I am to conform, which is you, and you get into that state of being, of just being I am and the source of all of it, then there's more space and more room for miracles and fast manifestations, surprises, and all these things, just being super lighthearted about the situation. Because all of my exact manifestations have come in through me being completely lighthearted about life, when I wasn't pressuring myself to get something done, or to get something right, or to try to figure out the technique. When I let go of every attachment that I put onto I am, instead of just accepting that, hey, because I'm the source of all of it, of course it's in my nature to have a Range Rover, of course it's in my nature to be in my dream city, of course it's in my nature to have always been successful in business, so why wouldn't this business be the same? You see what I'm saying? It's, you've already had certain things for some of you guys, or even just your job, you manifesting the money to take care of your basic needs. That doesn't really have any thoughts. It's your inner nature to have that. And so because that is so, it's in your nature to have more, to experience more, to be more. And it's not to get more, because in all you're getting, you're not getting the understanding. The understanding is that you have to be the source. The source is coming from you. It's only coming from you. And you don't have to try to convince it to be more than what it already is, or to convince yourself to be more than what you already are, because you just are. And I don't want you guys to go down the road that I have been down and have gotten in some pretty messed up situations, because I was forcing more techniques on I am and trying, and then like, why isn't this working? Of course it's not working because you are already it. You just have yet to realize that you are already it. And when you are looking for something that is already there, then you cannot see anything, and then you're less appreciative of what you do have. And that's when things start leaving your life, and more people start leaving your life, more money problems, more everything, because you don't realize that you already have it, you guys. This is why a lot of people end up in dire situations, because you already have everything, and your failure to see that you are already it, that reality that you don't have to try to coax your I am into being something that it already is. It just is, you guys. And I think if you take it from that approach, instead of trying to add more things onto I am, and to free I am from having to be anything but what it already is, I'm trying to tell you, you'll see what's already there. And I know that this comes across as a paradox, but that is life. Life is a paradox because it is and it isn't, but it is all one and the same. So it is good. All of it is good. And then there's more good on top of that, and more good on top of that. That everything is getting you to where you want to be. But when you are trying to force I am into being something that it already is, of course, you blind yourself to what already is, especially the things that you already have. And then that's when you start to see all these things take a turn for the worse. So my whole tip to you guys really through all this is to revalue yourself, which is revaluing I am. And don't try to force I am to be something that it already is. So that means jumping around from technique to technique to try to get I am to conform, or yourself to conform, because as you know, it's coming through you, and as you're showing up as it in your reality. So you don't have to do anything but get into your natural state. It is normal for you to be abundant. It is in your nature to be abundant. If I am is all things, then your nature is true abundance. Your nature is love. Your nature is wealth. Your nature is health. Like, that is your nature. But when we start adding on and think that we don't have, and that we just are already not, well, we think we're not, then of course we become not, okay? Revaluing your I am really looks a lot like allowing. It looks like allowing. It looks like relaxing into your true nature, being able to rest, not putting pressure on yourself, not putting pressure on I am or the world around you, because you can decide, and it's coming from you, that that reality does not have to exist, that there are no problems, because I am never has a problem. You only have perceived problems when you think that you're something that you're not, okay? And you are all things, and you could be all things at any time, but when you get into your state of being just I am all things, whatever you want is going to come to you so effortlessly, guys. I couldn't even, like, you know, the money I made in these past few days, I ain't did shit about it. Like, it just came to me, and even more of the subscribers and more people mirroring back to me what I think of myself, because I was thinking like, man, I'm not a good friend because I haven't reached out to any of my friends. And my friends are hitting me up today like, oh my gosh, I have not been a good friend to you. I haven't reached out to you to check on you in a few days. How are you? I miss you. I want to see you. I'm like, what? I didn't have to do anything for that. I'm sitting here thinking like, oh my gosh, I should be a better friend and reach out. And then I was like, no, I already am a good friend. And so they're showing me back what I think of myself, okay? I know that this seems like a whole big roundabout thing that I'm going on about, but I really want you guys to know that techniques just affirm, of course, but it's never the technique that gets you your manifestation. I don't give a damn what technique it is. Because the only self-concept that is the biggest branch to get you everything is I am. Is I am, as it is. As it is. You could just say I am. And of course, you're everything. And I really want you guys to see that, because I And the only reason I could say all this, you guys, is because I've manifested a lot of things, a lot of physical things into my life. And I'm telling you, nothing beats knowing your true I am. Nothing beats that. Nothing beats that, because that's what we're here for, to know yourself. I tell you guys at the end of every video, we're here to know ourselves. We're here to know who we are. And we know ourselves through the things we manifest, yes. But if you're only looking to the things you manifest, then you're always going to put those things up on the pedestal. And when it's I am, that should always be at the pedestal. I am as it is. And then I am can be anything else you add after that. But you're just beingness, your natural state of being aware, you're consciously aware of who you're being, that you are the source, and that you need to look to no one outside of you for change or for whatever you think you're looking for. It's not going to come from outside of you. It's of course going to unfold through you. But it's not in your techniques. It's in your state of being, you guys. All right. So I'm going to hop up off my soapbox, but I just really wanted to tell you guys, revalue yourself. Revalue your I am. Be a good steward of your thoughts. Be doers instead of always looking to the next person, the next video, the next, all these videos, all these techniques, even me, all these coaches. You'll never truly understand your power, you guys. And this is what I've had to realize. You'll never truly understand your power until you physically go all in and do it. Do it yourself. Recognize your I am. Sit in your own I amness, and not try to always be looking for an answer outside of you. The answers will come. And if you were just to get in a position where you had to lay down for a few days like I did, I promise you that would probably shift you more than you being up here trying to think, okay, well, what video should I watch next to get the answer? What technique should I watch next to get the answer? It's not about any of that. It's about relaxing into your natural state of being, you guys, which is abundance, which is openness to all realities, but knowing that you have a choice. And it's such a light-hearted choice, you guys. It's not it should never feel like a heavy feeling. It should never feel like you're trying to like beat your I am into submission. Like, it's a no. It's like, that's why it's be still and know that I am. You're relaxing into your nature of being I am, and everything else follows. I promise you guys, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I really hope that it blessed you. I really hope that you really started thinking more on a deeper level, and not to get caught up in techniques outside of us or whatever all this shit is, because it's too much now. And a lot of people feel more separate than ever, when you were never separate to begin with, you guys. And I don't want that for any of you, because that's why I stress I'm not always teaching techniques. I'm trying to show you guys your true consciousness, okay? Your true divine consciousness that needs no man to help you get what you want, all right? So you guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me ramble. And I just felt like I really needed to get that off my chest. Thank you for allowing me to, share, because I'm telling you, I'm growing just like you. I fall into the, okay, let me get my affirmations going. And I always feel when I just accept my natural state of being, I get whatever it is that I want effortlessly, because I realize that it's always been there, okay? So I love you guys. Once again, thank you so much. I mean, you don't need coaching, you guys, but if you do want someone to talk to, you already know, get down in the description box below. Thank you guys for locking into my podcast as well, and my other channels, and supporting me and all this good stuff. We're growing our community. Thank you guys so much for being here. If I was standing in front of 600 people, I would be like, what the fuck, 600 people. So I don't want you guys to ever think that, you being here is helping me, and me being here, I'm hoping, is helping you. So this is mutual. I feel the love for you guys, and I hope that you feel the love and the reassurance coming from me. All right. So once again, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. And once again, imagination, the way that you view yourself, the way that you view I am in your natural state of being, before you started adding all this shit, before the world started adding all this shit onto you. has always been on your side, okay? And I'm too. Bye.